Offshore wind projects pushed by the Green New Deal and the Biden-Harris administration are drawing huge protests on land and at sea after a turbine blade roughly the size of a football field that was out in the ocean broke off last month and scattered shards of fiberglass and foam into the fishing grounds and onto the local beaches. Vineyard Wind is the company. They own the turbine. They claim the debris is not toxic, but the fishermen in the area, who know the waters better than anyone probably, are pushing back.
I have fiberglass boats. I don't know what you know about fiberglass, but when you apply it in the resins and the bonding units that are holding it together, you have to wear respirators. For what reason? Because it's toxic.
So with that, let's bring in Jerry Leeman, CEO of the New England Fishermen's Stewardship Association, who helped organize this weekend's protest. Jerry, thank you very much. It's good to have you here. I know this has been a fight on the part of a number of different organizations who are very unhappy about this. Let me just play this. This is the Vineyard Wind CEO, Klaus Moeller, saying that the debris is not toxic. Watch this, and then we'll get your response.
Luckily, we know that none of this debris is toxic, and there's no spill. Sorry that it happened, but I'm also glad to notice that the response seems to have worked, and we have now gotten most of the debris out.
Well, Jerry, I'd love to hear your response to that. I spent time in Cape Cod, and we got a notice just a few weeks ago that there was debris that was floating over in that region as well. Tell me what you think about all this.
I mean, this is creating navigational hazards for vessels. I mean, people transiting, especially at night, you can't see those debris fields. You hit those with your hull, you could cause severe damage, which could cost thousands of dollars and potentially lives. I mean, we're even potentially worried about those nanoparticulates and plastics getting into our forage fish, which will end up on the food web and on the American dinner table.
So I read, I think this morning or yesterday, that another blade broke off near the United Kingdom off the coast of England. What's going on with these pieces of equipment? This was not what people bargained for when they thought they were going to get, nice wind, green energy out in the ocean.
This is exactly what us fishermen were concerned about. I mean, we've spent years at sea watching these things. It's a dangerous environment. And then now you're adding more navigational harm to transiting vessels, recreational and commercial. I mean, imagine being caught in a storm and knowing you have to, in a 20-foot sea, transit through radar interference for a wind farm in order to make safe harbor. These are direct concerns that all commercial fishermen have.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are billions of dollars involved in this, in the building of these. There are leases that go up and down the East Coast for future wind farms. This is designed to be a build-out that is going to go on for decades to come. Here's New England resident Ellen Ray speaking at that same meeting in Nantucket. Let's watch Ellen.
I thought this was supposed to be green. This is all touted as a green project. This isn't green if they're putting all this in there. If they're putting this in these turbines. And now I've asked this for 15 years. For the first time, a wind farm company came here and wanted to do this. Who's going to pay? Who's going to deal with the mess if there's a hurricane out there?
Great question. Final thought on this. And do you think this is changing the support for these projects?
Well, I hope it does. I mean, once upon a time, federal law has long excluded foreign fishermen from our shores. And now we're inviting foreign mega corporations to industrialize our oceans and destroy our marine ecosystems. I mean, these belong to the U.S. citizen. And again, I just thank Sean Matchey and Diane Pronk for coming to me and asking to host this flotilla. And I appreciate the effort, and I thank everybody that's bringing the awareness.
Jerry, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's such an important issue, and we want to protect our oceans, absolutely. Thank you very much, Jerry Leeman.
Well, thank you for having me, Martha.
You bet.